You're a Sap. Mr. Jap is a Popeye cartoon from 1942. This is a famous studios cartoon directed by Dan Gordon, Dave Fleischer, and James Tyer. It's written by Tyer and Meyer, and we have a voice cast including Jack Mercer. And to be honest, even if we take the racism aspect out of it, I didn't think it was that interesting. Obviously, the racism aspect makes it quite uncomfortable, and I'll talk about that in a moment. However, even though I didn't enjoy it on its own, this was obviously released during the Second World War. So from a historical perspective, yes, I did find that part of it interesting, uncomfortable and awkward, but definitely interesting. And basically Popeye is fighting against the Japanese Navy, and we have a lot of very awkward depictions, very stereotypical depictions of the Japanese characters, which obviously is not great to see. But as I said, even if we take that out of it, let's say they weren't over stereotyped, I still wouldn't have found it that interesting. The actual specifics are just, for me, not that great. The animation is not too bad, the Japanese characters aside, and in general, I just don't think it's the most interesting to look at either. It's well animated, but not necessarily fascinating. So it's not bad in that sense. The pacing is okay, and Popeye as a character, obviously absolutely fine. But once you have racist depictions of characters on top of what I consider to be quite a boring cartoon, it's just not a very pleasant experience. But as I said, from a historical perspective, sure, part of me was interested in it in that way. So in general, I'd say it's kind of dull and also quite awkward. So not a great experience. But if, like me, you do find World War II propaganda cartoons and other cartoons released during this time to be quite interesting, then maybe it's worth watching. If you're just looking for something for fun, for a bit of entertainment, then honestly, I don't think You're a Sap, Mr. Jap is very good at all. Not a lot going on there. Didn't really care for it. And then also, it's quite awkward. So I don't love it. In general, I don't recommend it unless you're a huge Popeye fan and you haven't seen this one yet, or indeed if you are interested in it from a historical perspective. But in terms of being entertaining, I don't think this one is particularly entertaining, and unless it really appeals to you, I'd say it's probably not worth watching.